Former South African President Jacob Zuma's MK party has applied to the country's top court to block the newly elected parliament from sitting this week on the grounds that the May 29 vote was marred by fraud. The National Assembly is due to convene on Friday for lawmakers to swear the oath of office and elect their speaker, deputy speaker, and the country's president. The challenge from MK comes as South Africa faces a level of political uncertainty unseen in 30 years of democracy, with no clarity as to who will govern the country when the electoral dust settles. The African National Congress, which has been in power since the end of apartheid in 1994, lost its majority but remains the biggest party and is now negotiating with a range of other parties with diametrically opposed policy aspirations. MK came a surprisingly strong third, winning 14.6% of the vote, which translates into 58 seats in the 400-seat chamber. But despite its success, it has alleged vote rigging took place and threatened to boycott the new parliament. The 2024 elections were anything but free and fair, said Segel Ngubeni, MK's Secretary General, in the party's application to the Constitutional Court, which it circulated to media on Tuesday via a WhatsApp group. The Independent Electoral Commission and other parties said the election was free and fair, and South Africa does not have a history of significant vote fraud. My view is that it's not going to change anything that happens between now and Friday, said Lawson Naidoo, Executive Secretary of the Council for the Advancement of the South African Constitution, referring to MK's court application. He said there was not enough substance in the party's document to warrant the intervention of the Constitutional Court.
Former South African President Jacob Zuma's political party is trying to block Parliament's first sitting since last month's election. Umkhonto we Sizwe, or MK, said on Tuesday it had filed an application to that effect in the Constitutional Court. South Africa's newly elected National Assembly is due to convene on Friday for the swearing-in of lawmakers and the elections of its Speaker and Deputy Speaker, as well as the country's President. But MK, which came a surprisingly strong third in the May 29th election, has alleged vote rigging took place and threatened to boycott Parliament. The Independent Electoral Commission and other parties have said the election was free and fair. South Africa also does not have a history of significant voter fraud. The election saw the African National Congress, Zuma's long-time political home, lose its parliamentary majority for the first time since it came to power at the end of apartheid 3 decades ago. The ANC is now negotiating with a broad range of potential partners as it tries to set up a government of national unity. But Zuma, who was forced to quit as president in 2018 after a series of scandals, openly loathes his successor Cyril Ramaphosa, who is expected to remain as president. Zuma has said MK will not work with the ANC of Ramaphosa.
Moving on to our next story, highly placed sources within the NEC say there has been a significant shift in the balance of power away from Ramaphosa, particularly following a move to push through an ANC-DA coalition government. This follows the latest NEC meeting of the ANC last week, where the party discussed its various options to forming a new government. According to the sources, the ANC-DA coalition was defeated, with the NEC favoring a more measured government of national unity. However, this too is currently proving problematic due to reported attempts from within the ANC to frustrate parties like the EFF and MK out of any discussions. The GNU talks are still underway with different political parties in a bid to bring about a new government. In addition to not winning an outright majority, the ANC has also lost its parliamentary majority for the first time since the dawn of democracy. The ANC got 40.18% support, forcing them to get into bed with other parties to govern the country. Professor Sipho Seep said Ramaphosa was likely to face the fallout after the election results. He noted that if an ANC-DA coalition was pushed through, it could spell the end of Ramaphosa in the ANC. Seep said Ramaphosa should not even be asked to step down because he failed to deliver, but should fall on his own sword. Any leader who has any integrity will not be forced to step down from the position. The election outcomes were disastrous. Ramaphosa is obsessed with the idea of being a president, he said. Seep took a swipe at some of the NEC members that are allegedly silent and supporting Ramaphosa because they were protecting their supper and pockets. According to Seep, the issue of the Phala Palace saga was enough for him to step down as president. The NEC meeting widely rejected a coalition with the DA and was said to be in favor of an ANC, IFP, EFF, and PA Coalition. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Feel free to leave a comment, and remember, keep the comments clean. Until next time, when we bring you more stories and keep you up to date.